Good morning and welcome to the next podcast around Collier-talks cricket memorabilia. Over the last few weeks, if you've been keeping abreast of things, I've been talking about the book that I published 3 years ago called Across the Oceans, which charted all the ships that travelled to Australia and took the MCC and other teams out there. So this week I thought I'd show you some bits and pieces that come off of ships, some of the ships and some other bits and pieces that were an integral part of the book. So we'll begin by showing you this. This is a beer tankard from the Orontes, which I think you can see on the front there. Just there, which is a not sure this is the 1903 Orontes or the later one, but there was two Orontes, which this was number one. There's a couple of postcards there of Orontes with a single funnel, and again there in the quays at Sydney. And then the later one had two funnels, which took the bodyline team to Australia 1932. So quite a nice couple of postcards there. And then we're going to move on to this candlestick, which is the Austerley. Nice candlestick there from the Austerley, which was a 1921 side that went out there. And there's the photograph of the Austerley, the 1921 side on it. So that's quite a nice picture of the ship there. That's my earliest one there. So that's quite a nice photograph. And then we're going to go on to an ashtray. This one come off the Ormonde, or the Ormond, whichever you want to call it. It's just a pressed ashtray with the symbol in the front, in the middle of the ashtray, which is quite a nice memento of the Ormonde. And this is a ship that took the 1924 five-side out there. This is my the first ship that I got from in the collection, which is quite nice. Never been out of its frame since 1924, that one. So it's a lovely image. Done a couple of images of that one, and one was Herbert Strudwick's. So we're going to go on to the Orion now, whose first voyage was 1935-36 to Australia, which took the 1935 team out to MCC. This is a nice one, a Mappin and Webb coffee pot, which is quite nice. And then we've got a photograph there of the 1935 six side to Australia. So thinking that ashtray, or not the ashtray, the coffee pot was going to be on board that ship. Also on board the Orion is this lovely, I think it's a bonbon dish, more like this one. It's just Orion stamped in the middle, which is quite a nice little dish. Just give you a memento of your journey. Also on board the ship you can get all sorts of things. This is a set of postcards from Otranto, which will give you photographs of the inside of the ship on the deck there, and then picture of the ship at the top. It's called a letter card, this one, so that's quite a nice one. You can send off to your family, give you an idea where you're staying. A nice lovely small poster here with a fire in Port Said, which is a lovely colour photograph. Quite nice. I'll frame that one. I thought it was quite a nice one to have in a frame, so it's very sharp, that one. Very nice indeed. One from the fire there, which is 1892, which is a entertainment sheet with some very not politically correct songs and things on there. I could just mention one there, the nigger sketch, which is the Negro sketch, should I say, which is what they used to say. It wasn't not a lady was blinked there when they were singing that sort of song in those days. And then when the Aussies come over, they had their trunk tickets. This one's the Tavistock Hotel, which was their port of call in London when they were in London. And some other nice pieces off the ship from the 20s and 30s. This is a set of playing cards here, two sets of playing cards. In fact, they haven't actually been out of their, if I tip them out, they haven't actually been out of their packets. So quite a rarity, these. Let's see now, made by Waddingtons. and it's Orient Line to Australia, so it's a little packet of cards there. Not been out of their packet, so that's quite a rarity. That's what's inside the packet, those playing cards there. And also what came with those, getting back in there, what came with those was a lovely little booklet, how to play Patience in there. All sorts of ways there, whatever that one's going to be. Oops. And then on the back page there is the Orient Line mail steamers to Australia. There's 9 ships there, with the biggest being the Arama, the Oronsay, the Otranto and the Orford. The biggest ships. There's Waddington's playing cards there. But they not only did square playing cards, but they also did round playing cards, which are got the ship on the front there, and then you've got all the bits and pieces on the back for round playing cards, which are novelty. It's quite a nice set of playing cards there. And then also on the ship you've got these lovely postcard souvenir books. So what you do here, you had all your postcards that you wanted to send to wherever, and you had this one I think had games and places on it. There's where are they there? Traders of the Desert. There's a nice postcard there, so you take that out and send that to someone. But they're quite rare and still in their full form. There's a game on here called Slinging the Monkey, so that's the sort of entertainment you got up to on the ship. There's a Colombo catamarans, which is a nice image of Colombo. That's quite nice. So that will come in one big postcard packet, and it's this one I bought off of the internet. Mary Topham, who used to live in County Durham, England. That's who it was sent to. So and it was 3D. It says here, if posted on board, the postage of this box to the UK will be 3D, and these were sent from Colombo. So we've got that one there, and we had a postcard souvenir number 1, and on the front there it's Colombo Salon. What have we got there? August the 2nd, 1909. Not sure you can see that or not, but it's quite a nice social history. What have we got? That's Plymouth, so on the way out here, going through Plymouth. I'm just flicking through again. Off the Rock of Gibraltar, there's a photograph of one of the ships going out of the Rock of Gibraltar. Flick through another couple. What have we got here? And there's a nice night scene, the sunset scene there, probably at Colombo again, I imagine. And then we have the panorama of Naples with Vesuvius in the background there. Fascinating social history postcards these. I love these. That's a great way of going through the journey, I have to say. So one of the main things took a few photographs out of was this fantastic book here, Great Britain to Australia, A Voyage with the Mails, which gives you a complete photographic trip through. There's the Suez Canal there, photographs going right from Tilbury to Brisbane. Just pick out another couple of photographs here and here. There's Colombo Harbour again. Yeah, gives you a write up of everything in here, pixelating this ship and all sorts of things. They're arriving at Melbourne there, some nice photographs there of the ships at Melbourne. But the thing about this little book, which I've probably shown you before, you bought this at the barber's shop on board ship, and there's a nice set of 1920-21 signatures there on the English 11 with Hobbs and his merry men, Rhodes and Waddington, Douglas captain, Hearn. Lovely watercolour outing on that one. So on the next page over you could record your journey with all your table mates on there, get them to sign that and who was on your table. So it's a fascinating, absolutely fascinating booklet, that, isn't it? It's actually quite a coup to have one of those, because they're quite expensive when they come up at auction. So I'm pleased to have that. I've had that quite a few years now, probably 20 years. So pleased to have it. So anyway, that's a little look through some of the bits and pieces of the collection concerning the ships. There's obviously hundreds of postcards that I collected over the time, the inside and outside of the ships. So just a nice social history and the way that they used to travel in the 1920s and 30s. I've got some nice pictures as well, of which I've shown, of Lord Sheffield's team in 1891 and a couple of the photographs on that voyage, so you'll have to search back for that one. I may do it again in the future, but anyway, for now I hope you've enjoyed that one, and I'll see you on the next one, which I think we're creeping into the 80s now. So cheers, bye.